When I got off of work last night, there was growing rumbles. There were growing rumbles about the new Fantastic Four trailer was about to drop. For anyone who doesn't know, I work overnights, and I thought, yeah, okay, I will make a point to watch this. I'll make an episode about it. And eventually, I forgot about the fact that the trailer was dropping, and that's a bad sign. I did not know that the Thunderbolts movie came out this year. I don't think the Captain America 4 movie is going to do very well. And I think there is a fourth Marvel film, but to the best of my capabilities, I cannot remember what it is, though I checked the schedule just last night. That said, I was willing to give this trailer a fair shake, a fair shot. I talked yesterday in a video about how, look, I showed up for the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, though I knew what they were in the comics, and I wasn't really a big fan. I was won over by the trailer, decided to give it a chance, and really enjoyed that trilogy of movies. I think it's one of the better trilogies in the MCU. I think that probably means it's one of the better trilogies in comic book movie history. I also said in the video yesterday, I am not a great big Fantastic Four guy. But I've always kind of been a great big Marvel guy. Until the past few years. Maybe I'm aging out of it. Maybe it's not any good anymore. I think probably there is a medium line between the two of them that is somewhere closer to the truth. And I watched the trailer and I decided I don't want to make this video. I don't want to do this. And then I realized that's probably reason enough to do it. Here's the main reason why. The number one talking point here, I think I have eight talking points. The number one reason is I don't know what this movie's about. Family, maybe, I guess. Okay, that doesn't tell us anything. That doesn't say anything in particular. That doesn't specify what the struggles will be here. One of the biggest things that you can do to let your audience know what your movie is about in a trailer, and especially a first trailer, and especially a first trailer for a superhero type of movie, is to give your villain a mission statement. Think Age of Ultron and that very first trailer for that movie. I remember that dropping. It was an absolute phenomenon at the time, and you had a bad guy with a mission statement. Ultron was very clear and direct with what it was that he wanted. I don't know in this movie. Now, obviously, Galactus shows up. Galactus hungers, right? Galactus wants to consume. Okay, I just don't see if that is necessarily a strong enough driving point, especially for the general audience who is not going to look at the back of Galactus's head and understand who Galactus is. Number two, this is the version of the Fantastic Four with Kirby. Okay, doesn't that make it the Fantastic Five? I don't mind. It's just as little of a fan as I was of the Fantastic Four, I never understood Kirby at all. I didn't think that that was a character that was particularly compelling, and they decided to go ahead and throw him in there in the first movie. Decisions were made. The next thing I have to talk about, because it's the very first thing about this trailer that stuck out to me, the thing looks claymation. Just looks straight up claymation. And I'm not sure how to feel about it right now. I think that the physics engine on the thing is pretty good. I think he looks good while he's moving. He feels as if he has weight. That is one of the things that you can always kind of tell about bad special effects, is if a character does not look as if he has the weight necessary to be who he is. He's just kind of floating out there. That doesn't seem to be the problem with the Thing / Ben Grimm. But he does look as if he is claymation. He does look as if he is made from like a Nerf type material. I don't like the look. The more I think about it, the more I think I don't like it. Speaking of whether or not I like the looks of something, the special effects around the Human Torch and the Invisible Woman, in my opinion, looked very good. The Human Torch, that's probably not the most difficult special effect to get right, but it does look like they got it right, and they got it right with the Human Torch flying in motion, which is one of the things that the comic books even kind of gave up on as time went on. But if you go back to those earlier iterations of the Human Torch, you really get the feeling of flight from the illustrations, not so much later. The next thing with the Invisible Woman, pardon me, the invisibility effects or the shielding effects really do look interesting. I am tempted right now to say that they look very good. They look good in a way that I would not have conceptualized it, and even interesting in that way is always nice. But to be interesting and look good, that means at least somebody was putting in a whole lot of thought into how the Invisible Woman, Sue Storm's superpowers should look. The next point here, the Silver Surfer is notably absent. I think it is worth mentioning that the Silver Surfer is a deceptively popular character. Everyone has the Silver Surfer in their... So he's one of these characters. I think there are very few people who have the Silver Surfer as their number one favorite character. He's basically in everybody's top 10. Probably most people, he's in their top 7, right? So when you are a character with that type of fanfare, it is deceptively strong. So they, gender flip or not, they had better hit the Silver Surfer out of the park. For his previous iteration, I will not say too terribly much for the fantastic movie in which he appeared, but Silver Surfer was kind of done right, or at least visually compelling, visually spectacular, the way that he should have been. So whatever it is that they decide to do with the Silver Surfette, they had better get it right, because there will be no shortage of fan backlash should the Silver Surfer be a less than stellar character. The number 6 point here, I had zero idea John Malkovich was in this. Maybe he's the real Doom, because I do not buy Tony Stark as Doom. I don't know if Tony Stark as Doom was supposed to be in this film. I had it in the recesses of my mind that the Fantastic Four movie was where Doom Stark would make his debut. I don't know if I am making that up. I don't know if that is something that is not true. I don't know if that is something that I had hoped for in order to have some reason to want to see Fantastic Four. However, like I said in the video yesterday, you're going to sort of bastardize Silver Surfer and Norrin Rad. That is the character everyone wants to see. Norrin Rad has an incredible backstory, just a great story for how he became the Silver Surfer. Very, very sci-fi, very, very fantasy, very, very outer space. Very interesting. You can still do that with a different character, but why would you want to? The same goes for Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom has one of the absolute coolest stories in all of Marvel as far as origins are concerned. Absolutely one of the greatest. To want to replace that with it being Tony Stark is something that is absolutely, absolutely mind-boggling to me. And then finally, the last thought that I have here on this trailer, Galactus looks good. The scale for Galactus is one that is maybe confusing if you're used to the comic books. but the scale of Galactus, even in the comic books, seems to vary a lot. If you want to deal with a character that is defeatable by 4 mortals and a jukebox, then I suppose that's probably the scale with which you want to go. That is all I have for this trailer review for the Fantastic Four. If you like or appreciate this sort of thing, hitting a like button really does help me out, as it tells YouTube to share this video with others. And if you find yourself here by chance but not design, this is the kind of thing that I do on the channel once in a while, so consider hitting the subscribe button to stick around for more. And as always, I hope to have you back for the next one.